everyone, and welcome to another lesson. So we've been talking a lot about the different array methods and properties, and just as we discussed in the last lesson about using the push method to return the new using the push method to push element into your array. So this is what I'm talking about. You know that in the last lesson we said the push method adds last element to an array, whereby we passed in, something into the push method to be added to our element. You can see that if I add nothing inside this method, you can see that nothing is showing. But by the time I pass in an element, it will be added to my array. And now if I do car, so I remove this, look at what is here right now. You can see that I'm getting 5. The length of an array as against what I'm supposed to see, which is the value that I added. But by the time I want to see to confirm if this item has been added, then I can usually use my variable name, which is my array name, to get it and see that, okay, this Audi has been added. And inside this place, you can add as many as you want. It does not necessarily mean that it should be just one item. So you can add as much as you begin to add into this push method, it will now start adding to your original array. So this is how the push method works in JavaScript. And so moving away from that, let's move to another thing, which is the array shift method in JavaScript. What exactly does it mean to shift elements? Shifting is equivalent to popping. Don't forget that popping is the removing of an element from an array, and it works only on the last element of an array. So it will remove the last element from your array. That is what popping does. But shifting, on the other hand, also works by removing elements from an array. But instead of removing the last one, it will remove the first one. So that's the difference between shifting and popping of elements when it comes to arrays in JavaScript. And so what exactly is that shift method? Like I explained, the shift method removes the first array element and shift all other elements to a lower index. So what does this mean? Let's take a look at an example. So this is an example right here on my screen. You can see this array, and then this method is passed to the array. So let's take a look at this and see what the outcome will be in our code editor. So instead of pass.push, I can do cast.. What am I working with? Shift. And I quickly want to make some changes here. The JavaScript array shift method. The shift method remove the first element from an array. And as you can see, right here, you can see that BMW is no longer showing from my cars array because it has been removed. And if I try to check what was removed, you can see BMW was the element that was removed from this array. So the shift method removes the first element from an array, like the opposite of the pop that removes the last element from an array. The shift method on its own removed the first element from an array. Now, the shift method returns the value that was shifted out. Now, the value that was shifted out means the shift method returned the value that was shifted out, the value that was removed. And that is what I just showed you here, that you can see that I just passed in the variable name as an output. And you can see that it showed me what was removed. Now, what if you passed a value that exists like this, and see, let's see what happens. Does anything change? Let's check. Fovo serve, which means that this method does not require any parameters to be passed in before it will work. Do you understand it? So this way, it has removed the first element, which is the BMW, and then it shows the element that was shifted out, the name of the element that was shifted out. And that is what you can see here right now. So the value that was shifted out is what you can see right here on my screen. And I want to do this. Come in. I want to copy this. Yeah, so I want to have two of this right now. And then I want to call this one demo. This one. Can just do another one. Document dot this. Just a second. Let me change this to demo one and this to demo two. Demo one. Oh, sorry. I'm supposed to search for the class code output. Okay. It's the same thing. Let me just give this one another name. So I can do code output two. To just copy this. Code output two. Code output two over. Yeah. So now I can do demo one and demo two. So right here you can see this is the value that was shifted out, and this was my the new output, the new value that I have after I've shift, which means after I've removed the first element from my array. So this is what is left. So if I change this now to maybe something else like apple, you will see that the value as well will change. You can see that the first value has changed in my element that I have right here in my array. So this is how the shift method works. It removes the first element from an array and it shifts out that element, which means that it allows you to see the element. It returns the element, the value that was shifted out. Thank you. And in the next lesson, we'll continue with the opposite of the shift method. I'll see you then.